In the middle of the night, we received a radio report that we might be able to intercept an enemy convoy. We surfaced the boat and raced ahead at full speed. The most discussed topic on board is if we will make it back to port in time for Christmas. I think that if the men want to spend Christmas with their families back at home, we will have to arrive in Lorient no later than the 20th of December to have enough time for the journey by train back to Germany. So in essence, we need to find enough targets for all our torpedoes within the next few days to be able to accomplish that. The news of an enemy convoy approaching our area is therefore very welcome, and the crew is joyous. Now I don't want to ruin the mood, but how are we supposed to find anything in the raging storm and the pitch black darkness? It is as I feared. We weren't able to find the convoy. Either it has changed its course and we simply missed it, or the intelligence service got its position wrong, or maybe it never existed in the first place. I wouldn't put it past the English to make us believe that there are convoys out here that don't even exist, just to make us burn fuel and to divert us away from the real targets. One enemy ship can produce enough fake radio traffic to make our intelligence service believe that there is a convoy out here. I wouldn't discount that possibility. It is certainly something that I would encourage in their place. We should never underestimate our enemy and his inventiveness. Needless to say, the crew on board is very disappointed. They were hoping to make 2 or 3 attack runs on the convoy, expend all our torpedoes, and then return back to port, with enough time to get back home to their loved ones. That, unfortunately, will have to wait. And if this storm doesn't abate soon, it will have to wait for a very long time. I was resting for a while, when suddenly the hydrophone operator cried out,
Frachter auf 7-2, kommt näher!
"You have a contact? Are you sure? Let me have a listen." Yes, there it is, I can hear it. It is very faint, but distinct. There is a ship out there. That was good work. Well done. Seerohrtiefe!
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Auf Seerohrtiefe gehen.
Und jetzt ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
Now let us see if we can spot something on the horizon. No. Nothing. Not really. I don't see a plume of smoke. The horizon is completely empty. The target must still be far away. In that case, we will have to surface and run it down. Let's check our surroundings. Make sure that the skies are clear, that it is safe for us to surface. But yeah, it does look good. Another quick glance towards the target. Still nothing. We are already turning towards the target. Volle Fahrt voraus.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Volle Fahrt voraus.
Get us up to speed. In Ordnung. Auftauchen.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Auftauchen. Vorne oben 10, hinten kommen auch auf 5. Erste Seewache sich klar machen.
And so we are now racing towards our target. Whatever may happen, it will bring us closer to the end of our patrol. Hello there, and welcome to a new episode of our Silent Hunter 3 campaign with the OneAlex Edition. We are hunting a sound contact that we had, and actually, we have just sighted the ship on the horizon. Somewhere over there. Now let's turn towards it. Whoa. The storm has more or less passed, but the seas are still very, very rough. And our boat is soldiering through the waves. But here we go. We have a contact in front of us. Now we need to determine what we are looking at, the nationality, and which way it is going. So let's bring the user up to the bridge. And we'll point the thing at the contact. And try to determine if it's going from right to left or from left to right. And I think it's fair to say that it is going from right to left. Well, no, I'm not sure yet. I can tell that it seems to be some kind of freighter. It has one big funnel in the middle. No, that thing is going from right to left. Okay. In that case, let's turn this way. Let's set up an intercept. As I said, I have no idea what we are actually looking at, but we are going to find out. One thing to note, my torpedo situation. Previously I have fired 2 torpedoes at the freighter that we sank. I've deliberately left tube number 3 and the forward tubes empty. Why did I do that? You see, the thing is, I have in reserve electrical torpedoes and I have one more steam torpedo in reserve. Now, if I were to encounter multiple ships, I could decide at short notice if I want to go in with a full load of electric torpedoes or if I might want to use a steam-driven torpedo because the light conditions are so bad that its bubble trail wouldn't be detected, or maybe I need to fire at long range or I need to fire a very fast torpedo. That's why I have left tube 3 empty, so that I can decide at short notice what I want to load. Now it looks like we have only one ship on the horizon here, so I'll actually leave tube 3 empty and we'll just use the other torpedoes. It is daytime, so I don't really want to fire a steam-driven torpedo if I don't have to. Can we see some more details? The ship is at 35 degrees. Let's see. I'm starting to see the superstructure. The bridge is visible. Mast. Another mast on the bridge, funnel and another mast. This is not a small ship. I don't think this is a small ship. Not at all. But it's impossible for me to tell any more at this point. There's just not enough of the ship visible on the horizon. Let me have a quick look at our situation here. Ship is over there, approaching this way. We are progressing at a nice speed of 10 knots. We can increase that by
Jawohl,
not
Herr
recharging the
Kaloin.
batteries.
Normaler Antrieb.
So let's go to standard propulsion. This should help us to speed up even more. In theory. Come on. There you go. Another knot. But we are racing towards them. And so far, we seem to be keeping them at more or less a constant bearing. Which means that they will meet with us at a point somewhere in front of us if I remain at this speed. However, that will not be possible for me. I will have to dive very soon because I don't want them to spot me. That means I need to turn in more to give myself more time to close in with their line of travel.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 303.
Did we switch
Jawohl, Herr
properly
Kaloin.
to
Volle
the
Fahrt voraus.
engine propulsion on both engines? Come on, give us a little bit more juice here. Oh, the waves really slowing me down so much. It's possible.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Große Fahrt voraus.
I don't want to stress the engines too much or burn too much fuel. So that's when I'm scaling back my efforts a little bit. Gave myself a little boost, but yeah, we are falling back down to more or less 12 to 13 knots. That's fine. Let's take another look towards the target. Oh, the seas are so bad. No, this is very difficult. Very difficult indeed. We are rolling too much. There we go, we got a glimpse. Now, we are bobbing up and down and rolling too much in the waves to really use the user effectively at this range. So let's just use our binoculars to determine when would be a good time to dive the boat. But the first order of the day, if you encounter a target, always try to get as close to its line of travel as you can. That makes it easier for you. It increases the chances that your torpedo will actually hit. Shooting at short range should always be preferred. I will have to dive very soon. Nope. Still not really working. Or is it? Nah. The user is powerless in these conditions. Did they turn? You know what? I think the aspect of the ship is changing. They might have spotted me. Did they? I mean, I'm still pretty far away. It would surprise me to be spotted, honestly. But I don't think it's coming towards me anymore. I think I'm looking at a 90-degree angle, more or less. If they spotted me, then this attack has just become difficult. And I will have to load the steam torpedo, because I might need the extra speed that it has. Let's see. Or am I just approaching them at a bad angle? I'm observing to see if they are changing course or not. But yeah, when the boat is doing this, you can forget it. I'm trying to look for the distance in between the masts and the funnel to see if the distance in between those points is changing. If yes, then that's an indication that the ship is maneuvering. If that distance is changing rapidly. But I really am not sure. Still, I shouldn't spend too much time on the surface now. I should dive very soon. But I'm a little bit apprehensive that they are actually outrunning me.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloy.
Kick it into gear, come on. Full speed ahead. Give me that extra speed. I have to try to overtake them. But I have the suspicion that the ship that we are looking at is actually quite fast. So right now I assume that this will take some time, so let me cut the video here and we'll resume once I'm in a better position. Welcome back. I have a small problem. We are barely making any headway. This ship is fast. It is quite fast. My educated guess, they are sailing at, oh I don't know, 12 knots maybe, 13? Something like that. I'm really not gaining too much on it, even though sailing at full speed. I could go flank, but yeah, why stress the engines too much and burn a huge amount of fuel if this is doing the trick as well. Now, my problem though is I am on the surface. It is daytime, we are not too far away from England, and the visibility might be a little bit improving, especially with the sun behind me. Or maybe the sun behind me will actually help me a little bit. That could be the case, yeah, maybe they don't like to look into the sun. However, I'm staying on the surface for quite some time. There might be aircraft patrolling. They might sooner or later spot us here on the surface. So I really can't spend too much time with this. And I've thought of something. Since I am on the surface and, well, I will have to make a fast and slashing attack, it might be beneficial to have the steam torpedo. So let's actually go ahead. Let's go ahead and load this one, which I can't do right now because of the waves. So when we decide to dive, I will need about 9 minutes maybe to load the torpedo. 9 minutes is quite a long time when the target is so fast. So I'm not sure if it will work or not. From observations, I have determined that the target is sailing at a course of more or less 270 degrees. That's just a very educated guess. Have a look through here. There's the target. You see it right there. And if I look through the USO, we can see that at that bearing we are looking at an AOB of maybe around 60 degrees, maybe around 70. We'll go with 275 degrees as their course. So that gives me one part of the equation for the torpedo firing solution. An important part, but only one part. I will still have to get their speed, and I will have to get their range, and I will have to close in to do all that. How do I proceed from here? I'm thinking that I will turn in, go flank, close the distance as much as possible, then dive and continue at flank speed beneath the surface until I'm just that bit closer to their track. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And then we'll have to figure out things very, very fast. Let's see. If they are sailing... let's turn into this
Jawohl,
bearing.
Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs. 3,
Flank.
3-0. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Beide Maschinen AK voraus.
Kick the engines into overdrive. Come on. We are starting the attack. Now, I will need some really good effort from the torpedo room crew. So let's prepare that. You can actually... I need... Who do I need? Who is my gunner? You are my weapons officer. You are going to your station. You are going to that station for now. And I need a full crew in the torpedo room. I want additional torpedo officers and men. I want to have this reload done as fast as possible. So we are just bringing in additional men to accomplish that. Excellent. And we are racing in. I'll dive soon. There's another thing that I wanted to talk with you about. I wanted to tell you about something that I might have planned and that might make its way to YouTube. I have bought myself some really nice flying gear. What I mean by that is I bought a nice joystick, throttle and pedals. Also an interesting head tracking solution. And I'm curious if you would like to see something about that on the channel. So let me know in the comments if you guys would enjoy flight sim content. And if you would maybe enjoy me talking about the gear that I bought and, well, showing it off. So let me know about that. Now, back to the situation at hand. I'm now racing in towards its track and I think it's going well. The AOB is increasing fast. But I'm also getting kinda close to them. And I'm presenting a broad profile. We should dive. Okay, let's prepare. Down antenna. Remove the user from the bridge. Everybody get ready. We are soon going down. But I want to close the distance to the track just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. No, I'm risking detection here. Down to periscope depth, let's go.
Auf Zero-Tiefe gehen.
Hatch is closed. Flooding the ballast tanks. We are diving. Come on, bring us down. There we go. There we go. Dropping beneath 10 meters now.
Derzeitige Tiefe 1-0.
Thank you. Electric engines have started. Let's have a quick look at the engine crew. I'm going to replace them. Get fresh men in. And actually I need to come down to 20 meters.
Neue Tiefe 2-0 Meter.
Wait, what did I do now? Ah, okay. This is where I stopped. We need to drop down to a depth where we can start reloading. 8 minutes.
Derzeitige Tiefe 2-0.
No, don't drop further than this. This is fine. Okay, at the same time, I need a hydrophone operator. Hydrophone. Send continuous reports.
Frachter kommt näher auf 7-1.
Good. We can replace you. We can... yeah, sure, we can replace you. And these guys are not rested yet. We have quite a few men in the torpedo room doing their very best to finish this reload. It is progressing very fast, but it will still take some time. And I'm not even sure that I'll use that torpedo. Maybe I will use one of the electric torpedoes. Anyway, we have to make sure that the bearing is not changing too rapidly. There he is. It will be interesting to note which way the bearing is going. Now, let me explain. The target is off to our starboard bow. If the bearing keeps drifting off to the higher numbers, then that means that I am gaining on the target. I will arrive at the point where my course is crossing his course sooner than he is. If on the other hand the bearing is going the other way, then that means he will arrive first. That's what I'm listening for right now, because that will tell me a lot. That will tell me quite a lot. I can't use the periscope right now. 5.5 minutes until the torpedo is loaded. The crew is working very hard to accomplish that. By the way, you can go and rest a little bit. That's fine. And you can go and rest too. We'll bring the weapons officer in onto his station. Good. Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about flight gear. So I bought myself a nice VKB stick. Gladiator NXT Evo Premium. And I also bought a Stax throttle, and I bought MFG crosswind pedals, and I'll try to use head tracking with a webcam. So I've done some tests with that, it's working surprisingly well. Now, there are ideas that I have what I want to do with that setup. And I would like to know from you guys if you would be interested in some World War I flying. I'm not saying the game. Many of you... excellent. Okay, we are gaining on the target. Good. Now, I'm not saying which game I'm thinking about flying, but that's a pretty awesome one. And I think many of you never heard of it, so that would be quite fun. Let me know in the comments if that is something that you would be interested in to watch. If I make a campaign in the style of this, what we are seeing right here, with a storyline, etc., but from the perspective of a World War I pilot. Don't expect that stuff too soon, because I am very busy at the moment and I will need some time to get used to things. With the flight stick and the throttle and everything. Now, we are progressing. How is the reload going? 3.5 minutes. Good. We'll be there very soon. Our batteries are a little bit drained at this point. As you can see, I didn't get to recharge them fully. So I'm not achieving the full potential underwater speed. As your battery drains, you will get slower and slower, even when going flank speed. It's just that the battery is not putting out enough power anymore. But that's something that we have to deal with. The important thing is that I'm right now gaining on the target, and once I slow down, which I will do soon enough, as soon as the torpedo is loaded in fact, we will hopefully be in a nice position from where we can start to engage this. Good. As I said, we already have the target's course more or less correct at 275 degrees. I think it was, yeah. We still need to determine the speed, and we need to determine maybe the range. If we go for a 90-degree attack, we won't need the range, but you know, it can't hurt. If I want to go for a 90-degree attack, I will have to come right to about 5 degrees.
Frachter auf 7-3. Kommt näher.
Okay, I am gaining on them. Have to make sure that I'm not gaining too fast. But we only need 2 more minutes until the torpedo is loaded. You might ask yourself, why am I not doing this at periscope depth? Well, if I'm at periscope depth, the waves are still affecting the boat so much that the torpedo can't be loaded. I have to be down here beneath, I think it's 18 meters. And then the torpedo is being loaded into the tube. The weather report said that we have a wind speed of 9 meters per second. We can take a look at that already. That means that we will have to set the torpedoes to a depth of at least 3.5 meters. That shouldn't be a problem. That ship looked like it is fairly big. So we can already go ahead and set up the torpedoes. I want them to run at a depth of almost 5. Oh well, 5. 5 is good. 5 should be deep enough. Can't set up torpedo number 3 yet. But I'll set up the others. Still, I might decide that I don't want to use torpedo number 3, that I might want to use one of the others. It depends really entirely on how close I can get to the target. If I can't get close enough, then the steam torpedo with its higher speed just offers a better chance to hit. Okay, half a minute and we are good to go. We can already start to turn in. Turn in the boat. Actually, turn in a little bit more.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 6.
Frachter auf 5-7. Kommt näher.
Good, good, good. Turn in on a 90-degree attack course.
Frachter auf 4-1. Kommt näher.
Rudder is being zeroed. We are getting there. Torpedo loaded. Periscope depth.
Zero Tiefe gehen.
Now we'll have to be fast. It's already so close. Oh, I don't know about this. Will I have enough time to get a speed measurement? Slow down the boat.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Slow us down enough. Let's go into the conning tower and take a seat at the attack periscope. Enemy target, bearing 3-5. There he is. And it is a British ship, and it is armed. I see a gun in the front, I see a gun in the back. We have target confirmation. Excellent. Let's verify the AOB that we measured. I need... wait a moment. Periscope down. I need you back on your station. And we need to really remove everybody from the torpedo room that isn't required in here. There we go. Alright. Everything's set up. Our periscope. Weapons officer. I'm looking at the target, and if he is indeed going at a course of 275 degrees, then I should be looking at an AOB of about 55. Seems okay. But damn, he is closing in fast. He's actually closing in fast. We need to speed up. We are still far away from his track. And I still need to take a speed measurement. Ah, crap. Okay. I'll have to use this here. I will have to use this here. I'll show you in a moment how this works. I don't have enough time to turn in front of him and measure the speed with my bow pointed at him and with my periscope directly at 0 degrees. So we'll have to measure his speed at 25 degrees. Since I'm moving at a fair speed here, that means that my speed reading will have to be corrected a little bit. Moving at 4 knots, 4.5. Start the clock. Now, ship length estimation 120 meters, more or less. Come on. Set this torpedo up. All torpedoes to impact. There we go. Switch to tube 3 for now. Prepare to stop the clock. Now, this gives us 45 seconds down periscope. And increase speed. Okay. 45 seconds at a ship length of more or less 120 meters. That would give me a speed of about 5 knots. This can't be true. He must be longer than that. Okay, let's say we're looking at a ship that has a length of 140 meters. Then we are already looking at 6 knots. To that, we need to add something. I measured the speed, come on, at 25 degrees. And I'm sailing at a speed of 4.5 knots. That means we need to add about 2 knots to the speed. I don't believe those numbers. I do not believe those numbers. Not at all. He's going way faster than 10 knots. Something is off. Something is off. Something is off here. Slow down. Something is way off. He's way faster. You can see it. You can actually see it. So we are changing things up a little bit. I'm taking another speed reading here. Start the clock. This will be a lag shot. And I'm also not at a 90-degree AOB. It's obvious now. That's fine though. Nothing is lost yet. That's perfectly fine. Okay, timed at 32. Ship length. It's shorter than I thought. 32 at 100 meters. Or is it longer than I thought? If it is longer than I thought, then we are looking at a speed of 9 knots, but nah, it doesn't make sense. I do have an AOB of 90 degrees now, so we are putting that in. Put in 10 knots. Range to target. Assume mast height is... Come on, periscope. Mast height, let's say something along the lines of 23 meters. We have an optical height of... Come on. Optical height of... 13. 23, that means we are this close. Open the tube. Add another knot. Fire.
Rohr 3. Alles im Wasser.
The angle won't be good. The angle really won't be good of the torpedo. Let's observe the torpedo. Can I see it? Oh, it's already gone away. Okay. Let's hope. It shouldn't need long to reach the target. And then we'll know. Impact should be very soon, if it is a hit at all. It's a miss. Torpedo missed the target. I somehow got it all wrong. And I'm not sure what exactly I did get wrong. The question is, do I re-attack or not? At this angle, it doesn't make sense to fire. I could try to get in behind them and fire a torpedo up their stern. But I don't know, they are just so damn fast. By the time that I'm in position, they will have gained so much on me, and they will continue to gain on me, that if I fire the torpedo, it will need a long time to catch up to them. And the longer it takes, the bigger the chance that I will miss such a slim target. I could of course try to surface and to run them down, but there are a few issues with that. One, I have already burned a lot of fuel to catch the target. And two, they are damn fast. I would have to chase them for multiple hours, and the sun is going down. I don't think it's worth it. I think at this point I have to make the decision that I'm not attacking them further. On top of all, I still don't know what I got wrong. AOB was good. Range, I think, was good. Speed, though. I think the speed was the issue. I think the speed was the issue here. Pretty certain. But I don't understand. How could I get it so wrong? Is that ship so much longer than I thought it is? He did measure it at 32 seconds. Is it longer than 150 meters? I don't think so. Well, if it is... I don't know. It seems weird to me. It seems very weird to me. Or maybe the torpedo was going towards the target and just malfunctioned. It's a possibility. Yeah, if I turn in and fire a torpedo up their stern, I don't think it would hit. By the time the torpedo catches up to them and reaches them, I would have to make an extremely accurate shot. That's not worth another torpedo. Maybe I should have fired 2 torpedoes as a salvo. Increase my chances. That would have been the smart thing to do, actually. But I thought, hey, I'll fire the steam torpedo with its faster speed. It has a better chance of hitting the target. I was wrong. And the ship is merrily sailing off into the sunset. This is a lesson to learn here. This is an excellent learning opportunity. I messed up somehow, and I still need to figure out how exactly, but it taught me a valuable lesson. Next time, fire a salvo. Increase your chances. Good. With all that said and done, my battery is kinda low. We burnt a lot of fuel, and the men are exhausted. I think at this point we are continuing to patrol the area, and we are searching for another target. This one escaped. A rare thing indeed. But yeah, it is what it is. So, I think I want to thank you very much for watching, and I do hope that you enjoyed today's episode despite the mishap that we had, and I do hope to see you again next time. Until then, let me know in the comments what you think about my idea that I mentioned previously, and have some really great days. Goodbye. Also, let me know what you would have done in this situation. Where did I mess up? Seriously. I would love to know your opinion about this. And would you now go ahead and chase this target or not? Anyway, once again, thank you and have some really great days. Bye bye.